I have this image of you at the ballpark. You're in a uniform and you're an usher.
Yeah, usher, right.
How did that all happen?
Well, actually, when I started working down there, they hired me as an usher, but I had regular clothes on, see, regular clothes. And I said, Jesus, an usher should be dressed as an usher, if he's an usher. That way when the people come into the ballpark, they look at him, they know that he's an usher. He's willing to help them find a proper seat and enjoy the ball game. So from that point on, I made up an outfit with a jacket, said Tigers on it, to let them know that I'm still working with the ball club. I used to wipe the seats. I did a lot of things that other ushers didn't do.
Right.
When they took the people to their seat, I said, wait a minute, well, I'd wipe the seat down. Now you can sit down here and enjoy the ball game. So things like that made me outstanding, you know. And I did a lot of that to help the ball club initiate the game, you know. Remember Johnny O'Neill?
Johnny O'Neill, sure.
Johnny O'Neill he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
I worked for him.
Okay.
And he was just the nicest guy I ever worked for. Very friendly. He was one that was exceptional. I was invited over to his house. I got to know his family and all that, you know. Very, very personable type fella.
Was Russ Dietrich involved then too?
Yeah, Russ was involved. Well, not so much as he was in later years.
Right.
But he was always around. But in later years he became an officer. And we used to work for him, you know. He was a good guy.
You were an usher for some time, many years.
Oh, I confirmed 10 years paid usher. They paid me a total amount of, I think it was $3 a game or something. It wasn't a lot of money. $3, the best they could pay me, and they paid me $3 a game. And for $3, I was in there for about 4 hours. Yeah.
Was there any family that sort of introduced you to baseball?
Well, not so much. Not so much. My brother, he used to take it or leave it and make it. Where are you going? I said, I'm going down to the ballpark. And I used to live down there quite a bit. I spent a lot of time down at the ballpark. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was my life. It was my life. I enjoyed going down there. I go there early, and generally what I did, I generally tried to wipe the grandstand down before the people got there. Go around and wipe off all the seats, so that I didn't have to do that. But if they wanted it done while I was there, I would be glad to do it.
Did you check their tickets too? Did you get them to the right seat?
Well, they came in and they had Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. I used to tell them, Section 1 is over in that area there, in that area right there. Section 2, you're in this area here. Now you're in box seats. Box seats are down front, right down there in the front here. And I met some people that really respected that idea. That I spent a lot of time with them. Some of them actually got news into the Post-Journal. We met an usher down there, and my God, he treated us like we were family. You know.
Well, you're that kind of guy. You're the perfect public relations guy.
You were. And I used to tell them, well, I would want to be treated like I would like to be treated. You know, this is a ballpark, but it's still family-oriented. And a lot of times they had special seats for special nights. And I used to tell them, yeah, you're over in this area right here, right behind the dugout, right behind the dugout. As the ball players come out, you get a chance to talk to them.
Sure.
And the ball player, I used to call him over. The fellow would like to meet you. He's the right fielder.
Yeah.
He plays right field.
So you'd introduce them to the fans.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. Now, also, your this would be your nephew, I guess, George.
George is very involved now.
Yeah, he is. Now, he was a bat boy. Did you get him involved in
I got him involved in bat boy. Remember that? I said, you know, George, you could be bat boy. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, yeah, you could be bat boy. You've got the instills and you hang around the ball players, you could be a bat boy. And then that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, you introduced him, yeah.
Yeah, I got him started.
What kind of bat boy was he?
Good. He's very dedicated. Very dedicated. And that's what we need, people that are dedicated to do these jobs, you know. Jamestown, New York, we've always had good teams here. We've had good teams. We've had some of the better teams have gone up to the majors. They started right here. One of the fellows I remember is that big, tall pitcher. What was
Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson. I knew Randy just like I know you.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a nice guy. And he played here in Jamestown.
You do?
A lot of the guys went up to the big time, started here in Jamestown. And they talk well. Another fella that was here, he was the manager of Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts, I remember him. Matter of fact, they even took some pictures with him, group pictures.
Where did you work, by the way? Where did you work?
Where did I work at the time? Jamestown Finishing.
So you get done with Jamestown Finishing and then come home and go to the game?
Yeah, that's right. I get out of work at 4 o'clock, came home to the game at 6:30, a doubleheader,
Yeah.
you know, and we knew the schedule. And I'd have to be down. I'd come home, shave, dress up, go down the ballpark. She said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to the ballpark. I'm going to the ballpark. Well, you going to stop and have something to eat? Yeah, I'll have a sandwich. Yeah, well, the ballpark was my life.
Yeah.
I was hired to be there, and I was going to be there.
Well, you were the head usher.
Yeah.
Did they have other ushers at other locations?
Yeah, and what I did is they never thought about it. I said, your ushers have to be in uniform, just like the ballpark, the ball players. In other words, we all got to be dressed alike and look alike, and look like ushers, you know. And I started that. Everybody wearing a certain outfit, a white shirt, a black tie, a bow tie if it needed a bow tie. So we looked like an usher, you know. Not that you go in there and everybody's all dressed alike. Then you don't know the ushers for the rest of the ball players. You don't know who they are. But if you're dressed up and look like an usher, that's very important. Frank Hyde, oh gosh, yes. Oh yes. There was another fellow there.
Well, Wade Forsythe used to go to the games. Remember Wade?
Wade. Oh yeah, Wade Forsythe. Yeah.
Did you ever play baseball, Peter?
Yeah. I played. I don't know if I was any good, but I played. It's an interesting. They call it the All-American game, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember. Because I was a lot thinner in those days.
Well, we all were.
I was a lot thinner. I was tall and thin. They had me down for a first baseman at the time. Well, they had Little League. They had Muni League,
Okay.
and they had a lot of the factories in Jamestown sponsored team. Marlon Rockwell was one of them. They used to have an adult team. Guys were pretty good. They were 18, 20, 25 years old. They were ball players, and they represented the company. Steel Partitions.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. Oh, there's a lot.
Resin Tool, I think, had a team.
Yeah, they had teams. And it was a good thing. It was advertising, and it was good for them to have to. They used to play each other in Jamestown. Pony League, they call it. Yeah.
So it sounds like little I've read about it, they actually would hire people to work, basically because of their baseball skills.
That's right.
That's what I heard.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. There were pitchers. They were always looking for pitchers. Yeah. Matter of fact, I can't remember now, but one of the ball players that played for Jamestown worked for Jamestown Finishing,
Okay.
where I was working. And he was actually working there. He was about 18, 19 years old. But he was a ball player, but during the off season, they'd give him a job, these ball players. Like they were out of college and this and that. And they would work for our team. The guy was a shortstop, third baseman, and he was hired by them, and then they give him a job during the off season. That was something. I used to work right along with him. I said, "You're a ball player. What are you doing here?" "Well, I have to work someplace during the off season."
Sure.
You know.
Then during the on season, when he's playing, would he just sort of disappear?
Who's that?
The player, when the player, Jamestown Finishing, when the season came upon you, when the season started, was he still being paid, or did he just leave, the work? Do you remember?
No, they were part of the ball club. They'd hire for the entire year, and then if they're good enough, they signed them up for the following year. It was a business. These ball players were a business. If they were good, they could promote them up in the major leagues little by little. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My golly.
They didn't want to let them go if they were a good ball player. There's a chance for them to make the majors.
Sure.
With Johnny O'Neill was one of them.
Yeah.
Now, he worked for Jamestown Finishing.
Oh, Johnny did?
Yes, he did.
Oh, my gosh.
My spot is still open. It's still there where I was at the bottom of the stairs when people coming up, they show me the ticket and I take them to where they had to go. But that spot where I was, I go down there today and I remember that spot so well. That was my spot. Right past first
baseline.
First baseline, right there, that spot there. I was there all for 10 years. That's my spot. And I remembered that. I loved that spot. Nobody else would stand there like I did. I stayed there the whole game. I didn't sit down or go. Some of these here ushers, they took it as a job. It was a big effort for them to do what they had to do. With me, it was a job that I was accustomed to. This is what I want to do. It's the love of the job. You love the job. Mike Daniels, remember Mike Daniels? Remember he used to smoke a cigar? Yeah, he was one of my, I used to tell him, I said, "Mike," I said, "dress the part. Don't come here with your overalls on. You're going to dig a ditch. You're here as an usher, But we had a good we had something good going.
What's your sense of all this? Go ahead.
Well, according to the routine that Pete had with baseball, he became very familiar with the boys on the field, and some of them were looking for homes to stay. So we had Louis Lewis.
Yeah,
He came and
he was
stayed
a
here.
shortstop.
Yeah, and then he took 4 or 5 of the other fellows, took them out for pizza every once in a while, and they enjoyed that. It's a home touch. He has a lot of pictures of the boys that we took right here in my kitchen.
Oh, wow.
So, like I say, we've been going through pictures hoping to find something that would be interesting. And with Pete doing the traveling and the moving, he did all right.
Yeah.
He did.
One guy, he
organized the baseball club.
yeah,
We were a group that sat together on the grandstand, and we were the ones that were doing all the hollering and the bell ringing. And,
Really?
yes, sir. And Pete was the one that arranged it, so we had our little club going, and we met, and then we did our thing. We still have our big ding-a-ling bell.
When he would be working, you would be over there yelling.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We did a lot of that. We even brought extra bells for everybody to ring.
yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a wonderful time in our life, and I'm glad that he was involved, and he was really. We
Okay.
even took a trip to summer camp, and we saw some of our boys practicing. Do you remember, Pete?
Yeah.
We went to Florida, and we went to the camp. So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, he went further that he's remembering. So
Now, was this the Tigers?
the Tigers, mostly the Tigers, yeah. And then, of course, when they didn't have a team anymore, that was kind of sad.
What time period do you think this was?
Well, let's see. I would say in the 60s and 70s,
Okay.
pretty much
Did
70s.
you have a name for your club? Were you the Rowdy Rooters? Were you,
Oh, no, we didn't. I don't think we did. We just called ourselves the Ball Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even after we were not any longer involved with the game itself, we would meet our friends that were in our group, and they always remembered what good times we had.
how
We
many
loved the
people
game.
would be in this sort of group of people?
We must have been about 20, 25.
Yeah.
The couples.
We
Yeah.
used to have meetings, remember? We used to have meetings.
Yeah. It was a good time all around, and I'm glad he was able to do it, and he loved it. He still loves it. He's got his own television that is on the sports station forever.
So,
They
Pete,
say, yeah, Jim Rooker was a good hitter. And he hit a ball from the home plate all the way out to the scoreboard on the fly. On the fly, that's a long drive.
you better believe it.
All the way in the air, he hit the scoreboard. They still talk about that.
Yeah.
God, that's way over 400 feet.
Well, he had such a good arm, also as an outfielder, they turned him into a pitcher.
Yeah,
Rooker ultimately became a pitcher.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. We've got Tony Lupian.
Yes.
Johnny O'Neill played for him for quite a while. He came back and played for him. I remember that.
Yep. And then he was the general manager for a while. So he was when the team came back in the early '60s. He was the general manager, and so he was involved.
Yeah.
He was involved.
Yeah, he stayed involved. We had some good ball players. Jamestown has a lot of good senior citizens that supported baseball in those days.
Well, and they still do. And Peter, I mentioned to you about a few weeks ago, we would like you to come down on June 1st. I'll get you closer, and you'll be the honorary bat boy. We'll put you on a wheelchair. We'll bring you out, and we'll have everybody. And you can give them the lineup card for the night. First opening day,
All right, I'll be glad to do it.
June 1st.
I'll be doing. Old timer returns.
Well, I'll even get George to go out and go with you.
I thank you very much. I thank you very much for this opportunity to show the people that Jamestown baseball is still alive in Jamestown.
It is. And you're wearing a Jamestown Tarp Skunks hat.
Yeah. You know, I had a jacket made specially for the team, and when I retired, I left that jacket with the Chautauqua County Hall of Fame. It's hanging down there.
Great.
It's got my name on it. Yeah, I left it with them. I didn't want it around the house anymore. I wasn't going to use it anymore.
But it's a good place for it.
Yeah, it's down there. If people go through it, they'll be able to see it.
Well, we'll probably have to bring it out, but we're not going to ask you to put it on. You know.
I don't know if it fit me.
Me neither.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff I have at my house that no longer fits me. And so.
I remember you're down the ballpark a lot. I remember you coming down there quite a bit. Yeah, you got a good thing going for yourself. It's wonderful.
But I just wanted to sneak in and get you on film.
Well, thank you very much.